What are you doing?
Round two, mother truckers.
Oh!
I have modified the hitch so that it sits lower, but it is still slightly above the axle because I want the traction that gives me. That's why I put it high in the first place. But it is sitting lower because obviously the flip tells us that it was too high. So I dropped it down lower. But I still want it above the axle. It's just right up, the axle's here, it's right there. That's where it starts. So I got the helmet on this time because if you know anything about me, you know that I am safety awareness. I am very aware of that. That's car cabin. Success. Now, lots of folks, I mean, I get it. People want to be part of the conversation. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? I also get that people don't know who I am. So, most YouTubers won't put their mistakes online. I revel in my mistakes. People want to see it the worst, you know, the most, I mean. And so, they get great views. Anyways, I mean, I didn't plan on making that mistake, but it was a mistake. The mistake was that I put my hitch too high. And a lot of people are quick to jump on this bandwagon that everybody knows, don't put your hitch above the axle line, you'll flip backwards, blah, 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 blah. This is called pushing the limits. Okay, probably not supposed to do this much with that little tractor anyways. I am Bodie and I push the limits of everything that I have, okay? So understand who I am and what I'm doing. And like I even get comments, again, I understand it, I really do. I get comments, Well, if you had that nice red tractor, why would you even use the Craftsman? It's a toy, and I am playing. And if you have never pushed the limits on any of the cool, fun things that you do, then you're boring and I don't even want to know you. So that's just, I just, you know, I get a motorcycle, I try and make it faster. You know, I get a car, I try and make it handle better. I get a little Craftsman tractor, I flip it over backwards. All right. Thanks for watching. Again, I have to reiterate this point. It is perfectly fine that you put stuff in the comments. Really. I mean, that's the whole point of it. However, the comments are aimed towards me, and just like you feel compelled to put comments, I feel compelled to answer those comments. So I don't mean anything bad. I'm glad you guys commented. But anyways, I know all about the leverage of the hitch being above the axle. That's why I did it. I mean, if you guys have ever owned a tractor and lifted something heavy with your 3-point hitch and tried to drag it and you lost traction, tell me what you do. You raise that 3-point hitch higher so that you can get more traction on your back tires and you can go. If you're the kind of person that has a tractor and you've never tried to lift that 3-point hitch to get more traction, then I'm like, what are you even doing? Do you live on nothing but complete flat ground and you're only pulling things that roll without any friction? So while you guys may not understand exactly what I'm doing, a lot of the times I don't understand what y'all are doing either, because I'm like, who the hell doesn't lift their PTO or lift their 3-point hitch up in order to get more leverage? Everybody does that. So anyways, imagine this right here being my axle. My tires are over here. We're at a side view of this, right? And the further this comes out, the more leverage you have on your axle. And that's going to be the same no matter where you put it. You can put it down here, right? Now what that's going to do, if you have it down, that's going to want to lift your tractor, all right? And you'll lose traction terribly, right? So what everybody is suggesting is that you never have anything but this, right? So I'm coming straight off of that and I'm pulling. I'm pulling in this direction. Well, the problem with that is as you pull with your tractor, right, the weight of the tractor, specifically on your back tires, is all of the friction you're able to muster. Whereas if you lift this up further, like that, and go above your axle, then whenever you pull, right, you are pushing down on your tires, right? Also, what this affects is the front end of the tractor wants to lift, right? Again, I wanted this. Now, I went overboard. Obviously, I made a mistake, really. But if your front tires are in the air, what does that mean? That means all of the weight of the tractor and my fat ass is directly on those back tires. So you're getting maximum traction, all right? So whenever we go above the axle and we try and pull, then the pulling action creates downforce, right? Which wants to lift your front tires and shove your back tires into the ground. So, yeah, I totally understand this. This is desired. And I just went too far. So, you know, instead of having that whole distance above the axle, what I have now is you know, about that much. So I still have leverage pulling on the axle and shoving it down to the ground. All right, I still have that. However, I just don't have as much. And now in this video, you'll notice I wish I hadn't pushed the clutch, because if that trailer never let go of the ball in the first video, I wouldn't have flipped over. But the ball came loose, and you can see it if you watch that video again. The tractor's leaning up, and finally, boom, it breaks loose that ball. And that's whenever it really goes on over backwards. And so if, like a pintle hook, if you know what a pintle hook is, a pintle hook would be really nice for this situation. And what I mean by that is it doesn't let go like a ball hitch will. A ball hitch will totally let go, but a pintle hook, that's holding on. And so what'll happen is the tractor will go up, and it gets to a point to where all of its weight is on the hitch itself instead of the tires, and you just start to spin. You start to spin, and so and it doesn't flip over, right? So that's kind of what I was going for with this round 2. I wanted the extra leverage. However, I also didn't want it to pop loose from that ball, and I wanted my front tires to stay on the ground to a point, right? But yeah, if I had not, in this round 2, if I had not have hit that clutch, I'm positive it just would have kept going. And so, you know, the only real way to do that is test it a third time, maybe. But I think I'm okay. I don't need to test it any further than this, you know, which Irene's over there smiling. But a lot of people suggested putting weight on the front end. Okay, I specifically do not want to do that. I don't want to weight the tires, and I don't want to weight the front end either. I know that what you're saying is legit, and it's real. However, this is a toy, and the extra weight is going to draw extra power, and I do plan on gearing this up. One of you guys, I can't remember which one of you, mentioned a mild pulley swap, and you're right. I am not looking to get this tractor to go 50 miles an hour. That's stupid. I don't want to do that. If I can get it to go between 15 and 20 miles an hour, oh, that's going to be blazing fast, and that's plenty fast enough for me. And then I'll still be able to go into low range and still have usable speeds for working. And but anyways, yeah, I don't want to add any extra weight. This thing's already big and heavy enough. And so if I go into a bog of some sort and get it stuck, it'll be triply hard to get out if I have weighted tires or a weighted front end. Also, in the future, I hope to put dual A-arm front end on this thing with suspension. And then whenever you do that, typically you have a nice little tray up there where you can mount a winch and stuff. So I have all kinds of little plans and fun with this little thing. It's a toy. That's all it is. And I'm just playing on it. There's literally no reason for me to have it other than I enjoy it. Because Stubby, the little side-by-side, is freaking phenomenally off the charts wonderful. It is the coolest tool that you can possibly have if you are a landowner. It goes so well. A Jeep could not even, I mean, a stock 4x4 Jeep off-road prowess is laughable whenever it comes and gets compared to a side-by-side. Side-by-sides are just amazing. They go so well. And so, yeah, the Craftsman is just nothing but a toy. That's it. And I think I got the leverage just smack perfect this on the second time. You know, it's just barely above the axle. If the axle is here, the hitch is coming off about right like that. You know, so it's just barely above it, just enough to put downforce. And this that trailer loaded up like that with that much wood, we're good. That's I'm never going to have any more. I'm never going to have more of a load than that on this little tractor. And especially not going uphill. Like, I'm specifically choosing that place because it's steep. So, anyways, all right. Hope you liked the video.